Hi, welcome to task 4 of Figma 101. In the last task, you learned a lot about components. You learned how to create them in several different ways. You learned how to create a style guide on a separate page. And you also learned a little bit about how to duplicate and how the properties work in a master component, and then also how to override a master component. And in this task, we're going to learn about styles and color. So this particular video won't be as long as the other one because it's very basic, but the reason I want you to know this because like components, you're also going to have to create, different text styles and color styles throughout your document. And this is just a way to automate your process so that you're not having to constantly duplicate and change your fonts and change your colors. You'll be able to actually access them all in the menu, and then that will make your workflow much faster. So textiles are simply just, you're basically just your, any like heading or anything like that. They're just the text that you'll be using throughout your document. So a lot of different apps, they have, different headings and different styles, and you typically want to use them to create a consistent sort of design. You don't want to have a design that has a ton of different fonts. So the text and textiles will really help you with consistency throughout your entire app. So we're just going to go ahead and create them, and how we create them is pretty simple. I'm going to move this really close to this menu so you can see what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is, if I wanted to create a text style, I'm just going to click on any text that I have here. So you can see that I've clicked on fashion sale, and in my inspector menu you can see a bunch of different sort of properties. So you can change all of this however you want. But to create a text style so that we can use it across our design, all you have to do is you simply go up here to the top. There's this menu. It has these kind of 4 squares, and we're going to click on this menu, and then we get a pop down, and our pop down says currently you have no textiles. And so to create one, we're just going to select this plus sign, and it says create style, and I'm just going to go ahead and create that style. Typically when you're doing textiles, you kind of want to also, a best practice is to name them accordingly. So you'll name them based off of how large they are. So heading 1 is usually the largest text you have, and then heading 4 or 5 is usually the smallest heading you have, and then there's also paragraph. So the way that you name them is you can do H1 or T1. Sometimes people use T1. And you'll type in heading 1, and then you'll type in the font name. I think this one is Roboto. And I'm not actually sure. I don't actually remember the size of the text, so I'm just going to make it up. I think it's 38 point. And then you'll type in the property. So bold. So the way this works again is you type in H1 heading 1, the font name, and then the size, and then the property of that font. And that's really just best practices. Like, you don't have to do it this way, but if you work at a company, they will definitely have this. So you'll need to know what that means. So all I do once I've added my title, I just press create style. And it doesn't, so it's not like a component. It doesn't actually show up as purple. But when I click on that, you can see here that I have, when I click on that particular font, you can see here that it shows up in my inspector menu, and it says here H1 Roboto 1, and it tells me exactly what that font is. So if I click on another font, you can see here that I don't have that sort of property listing, but I can actually change. So if I go back in and I want to change this font to the font style I just made, I can click on that. And I'm just going to move over really quick so that you can see this working. So if I click on this, it changed this title to the properties of that title because I created that text style. I actually don't want it to be that style, but I'm going to press Control Z. And so now what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and I want you to create a text style out of all of these different ones. And just do a little bit of practice. And then we'll sync back up once you're finished. So you should have created a bunch of different text styles. You don't have to use this font either. You can use whatever you wanted. But when you've created all of your local styles and you don't have anything selected, in your inspector menu, it actually tells you what your styles are. So I've only created 3 here, and don't worry about this being perfect. It's pretty straightforward. You can kind of create them yourself. But yeah, you can kind of see them here. And then I just want to go over a demonstration of how to create a color style really quick. And then you're going to practice applying those things. So to create a color style, it's actually pretty much the same as the way you would create a textile. You will click on your button. Oh, my buttons are locked. So make sure your items aren't locked. And then I'll click on that, and it's pretty much the same as a textile. You can see here that I have properties, but if I want to create a textile, a color style, I will click on that same button. It's that square that has the 4 squares within it. And you can see here, there's actually system color styles, but you can create your own. Basically what we'll do is we'll just press create style, create new color style. I just call this one primary yellow. And then I press create style. And now you can see it in my drop-down menu that I've created that style. And then going back, when I don't have anything selected, you can see here that in my my local style menu that my textiles have showed up and my color style has showed up. So pause the video and just create different colors based off of all the different elements. So I'll just do a quick demonstration. I'm going to create a color. You can click text and also create a style. So I'm going to create a color style from this. So go back over to our fill menu and select the square that has a bunch of squares within it. And then we'll just press the create new style button and we'll just call this one off block. Because this is not a totally black color. And so now you can see here that I have 2 styles. And then I also want to create a text style from this particular color. So I have to kind of go back in. I'm going to press this button at the top, which is the square within the square. And then I'm going to press create and press gray. Or gray, however you want to spell gray. Create style. Oh, it says that I couldn't create that. So let's try it again. You have to make sure that everything is selected. So I think now I'll be able to create it. I have to go kind of deep in here. So there we go. Now we can make it. So we'll press that and press gray. And there we go. Now we've created all of our system colors. So pause the video and create your own colors. Make sure that they show up here in your local style menu. And then now we're going to apply those text and color styles. So I actually have this screen that I made here, and you can see that all of the fonts are totally different. So we're just going to practice, making them not different. And so I'm going to select these texts, and then I'm going to go to my menu, my textile menu, and I'm going to, let's just move it closer really quick so we can see. I'm going to create consistency, and I want to select this one. And then I'm going to actually create the same text style here. You can actually select multiple texts. They're sort of represented by this T in your layer menu. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change them all to this. And okay, so it's looking like they're not quite they're too big. So I can actually go back and I can edit my textile. So the way that you edit is you go to your text menu, and then you select this button, and this is your edit style menu. And you can see here that I get sort of a new menu that will tell me different things, and I actually thought this was a bit too big, so I'm going to go in and change it to 20. So what I want you to do is I want you to watch what happens when you change. So once I changed it to 20, you can see that everything that had that textile actually changed. So like componentry, once you've created your master textile, it will go in and change the properties of everything that was applied to that textile. So that's really important to know. If you wanted to change a textile without sort of if you wanted to change a text font without having to change the style, you can also overwrite it, just like you can with a master component. And the way that you do that is you go into your inspector menu, you find your text, you select the text that you want to change, and you actually detach. So once you've detached, you now get this menu, and I can go in ahead and I can change this to whatever I want. Let's just change it to light, or I guess you can't see that. Yeah, so you can see that there. So now all of my other components are the same textile, and then this one is slightly different. And then similarly, if I want to change the color of something, everything on here is black, but I actually want to change all of that I want to change it to primary yellow. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change everything that I had to primary yellow. Oh, make sure, like I said, that everything is kind of selected, otherwise it won't come up correctly. So I want to change the label and the shop icon. I want to change all of that to yellow. And like I said, these are now all kind of connected. If I want to go in, I want to change this color, this yellow color. I can go into the property menu, and I can, maybe want to change it to blue. And everything's changed to blue. So that's kind of how colors and text styles work. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to play around with that, different iterations. But just learn how to keep everything consistent and like really organized. And then the next task, we're going to actually start building our very own page. So now that we've done all of our fundamentals, we can go ahead and you can get really creative in the next video. Welcome to task